All right, hey everybody, and welcome back. My name is Sue, and I'm from OML Embroidery. So, hey everyone out there, I see you guys having a great chat. Wednesday is my favorite day because I can actually see the chat. I don't necessarily pay complete attention to it, but it's there and I can see it. So, Jill Scarsbreck, keep trying to post your pictures if you need help. We're all here to help you. It may be slow internet, slow Facebook, it may be something like that, but don't ever worry. If you make a mess of something, we can fix it. So we want to see your stuff and see what you got going on. I saw Judy Quilt is going to be working on her boo design. So she washed her fabric and she picked out all of her thread. So we're going to look forward to seeing that. Carol Y, I have watched 5 or 6 so far. Ooh, we've got lots of these Sunset with Sue's going on. I shall give it a go, Misha, Jill says. I should apologize too. I always say Gil Scarsbreck, and it took me a while to figure out why. In Canada, we're bilingual, and Gil, spelled exactly like that, is a common French name. So my mind automatically goes to the French pronunciation of it. So, my apologies. I'll probably still keep doing it, but know that I don't mean to. So, Jill, it's awesome. So, the pressure's on, Sue. Nah, don't feel pressure, just do it. What do you guys think of Lynn's mug rug? She was beaming last night. Absolutely beaming. So, if you're a new person in the chat watching for the first time, oh, David Weaver's here. Hi, David. If you're new, give yourself a shout out, introduce yourself. We love new people in here. If you haven't joined the OML Embroidery University Facebook group, that is where you want to go. It's the backup group for this channel. So if I miss your question or the mods, they're awesome. We can't always answer everything. Go into the group and you can ask your question there, and it's really easy to get help. So don't give away Lynn's mug rug. I haven't watched the replay yet. Lynn is not giving it away. She giggled for quite a long time afterwards. The front and the back, she was really happy. She did it all of herself. I simply printed out the instructions for her. She went on Creative Kiwi and got it and stitched it herself, picked the colors. It was awesome. So I wanted to share something with you guys along the lines of shapes. Look at this in colors. Remember we were looking at these leaves. They were kind of a dark purple. These ones are polka dot. Now these are at my desk. And let me show you the whole thing. This is called a click and grow, and it's hydroponics. And you buy these little pods, and let me flip up here so you can see. It has its own light source, and it gets enough water, and all the vitamins are in the pods. And you grow them, and it's cool. But I keep looking at this guy, the pink guy, and I'm like, wow. It is so pretty. So that one is a polka dot. It's called polka dot something. I think this one it's a black pansy, and this one is a petunia. I could be wrong about these two, but clearly. Judy Quilt says, I kill plants, seriously. Yeah, me too. Me too, but this seems to be working right here in the back corner. It's a float, so you fill it up with water and just watch the float, and if it gets down, then you fill it up. But isn't the first guy really neat, or girl, I guess, because it's pink? Look at those leaves. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? We should probably digitize that and do some, different colors or different densities on this to get this kind of look. Maybe we should do this one. This one is all pink. Anyways, I was thrilled with it, and I thought you guys would really like to see it. It's such a vibrant pink, and the designs on it, I guess they're not designs, but the patterns is so random. I just thought it would be really fun. Maybe when it gets a little bit bigger, I'll pull out a leaf and take a nice picture and we can work on that. And of course, when I get the flowers in, I'll share that with you guys too. We can have a ton of fun with it. So there we go. Now let's all go a little batty. Let's all go a little batty. If you guys are ready for this, let me take off that, then we can see everything better. So remember the bat that we created with shapes, and was it last week before? Don't remember. Time flies when you're having fun. But use that again. We put 2 half circles and an oval here, and then we went into the edit or shape or node mode, as I call it, and adjust it like this. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. Bats aren't perfect. You can use your guide wheel here. And what this does, I'll explain it again. I'm going to move this guy over. It makes it so it starts and stops at the same place. Now, if you look at this bat, he is a little bit off, and we would get a jump stitch if we are making a motif. So we can try to balance them out as much as possible, but no matter what you do, this is lower than that. And this is what the lines are for. This is where it starts and this is where it stops. So you could add, make sure for this design, the end is here, and then you can start another running stitch and do a swirl, something like that. So keep this handy, and I just manually did this. It's just a circle shape, and these are just simply lines, and they just help you keep things you know, symmetrical, and it reminds you clearly about the start and stop, so your motifs are going to work. So what I did here, this is a perfect motif like this. I love it. It's just perfect. And it would stitch nicely, maybe even with like a triple stitch on it. You know, that would work. But let's take it a couple steps further. I'd like you guys to see what I did with this. You don't have to do, let's put it on 3D so you can see it much better. You don't have to do just one color, and you don't just have to do outlines. So I was playing around, and I went outside it because I want to make sure it's all in one, start and finish here. And then I decided, let's make it a little bit fancier. And look, I got eyes in it too. Now, of course, you have to make this big enough so you can see the eyes, but isn't that cute? I was so happy when I did that. So it's all in one piece. And then what I wanted was a little space in between. So I like this one with the black background, and you can do more than one color. But look at this with just the outline. So I just pulled the red part off of it. And what I like to do before I even save it at all is I'm going to copy and paste and put them beside each other. And you can put your grid on so you can make sure everything lines up, but just so you can see how it looks. And I kind of like that. I would probably, in retrospect, I would probably go back and make this swirl a little different. I don't know. I don't really like that. However, I do love the eyes built in and the kind of outline look it has. I think if you made this big enough, the quilting outline would be, like, it would look fantastic. So the next step that I do, oh, don't look at that yet. You're not supposed to see that yet. I usually go to a new page because it helps you from, you know, getting confused, because I have tons of stuff on my page. And I am not doing that. I am going to pick a rectangle. And this is how I, you know, kind of gauge what this looks like. Oh my gosh, I love that bat. Yeah, it's groovy, isn't it? I am so happy. So I just did a shape. So I grabbed the shape tool I'm going to right click, fill it with complex fill, and then I can go up here and change it to motif. And the ones I've created are all the way down at the bottom. Make sure you name them something good, so you can remember. Now I remember Bat 1, Bat 2. They have the little pictures here, but it's not, for some reason my pumpkin motif came up with Bubkiss right there. I don't know why, but anyways. So click apply, and that looks cool. I do believe it's a bit small. What I've gotten into the habit of doing is before I even hit apply, I make it bigger so I can really see it. Because if you're doing fancy stuff, it's going to take a long time to come out. So that might be too big, so let me make it a little bit smaller. There's no magic number, remember, it's what you like. So let's do 30 then. See, now I like that. What do you guys think? Now you can't really see the eyes. It's too small for the eyes, but you could go ahead and make it bigger. Remember, no one's looking at it like this. I think the double line is awesome. Now, if you don't want them going sideways, personally, I think this looks really good. Go into your shape mode, and it's your angles that change it. So we could put it a little bit over, and see, to me, that looks awesome as well. So I'm really happy with my outlined bat. So I'm going to leave that square there, and we're going to go back. So it's a matter of plotting it out. Now you can do automatic outlines, and remember, because you can do, let's go to utility, create outline. A lot of the software has that, and I probably just want it, you know, right on top like that, and then I can pull it over with me, or you can leave it on there. But remember, this is not stitches, this is an outline. So we need to convert it to a running stitch. So you want to make sure it's a running stitch. Once you do that, then we can go into node mode and we can figure out where everything's starting. Now, because we had our little carousel thing, we want it to start at one end and finish at the other. Now that is always, always important. Always important. So I'm going to move this guy back onto the black, and I'm going to show you how I did this. So we know that the black ends at the corner, but that's okay. We want, the blue ends at the corner. So I am going to keep the same color as the blue, just so you guys can see it. Maybe I'll make it something brighter, but just so... Oh, I had to sneeze. My goodness. Sorry about that. Just so you can see it. And I may or may not keep this background. Zoom in. Be aware of your sizes, but zoom in. So we know the blue starts on the left and goes to the right. We also know that they're not even. So if I bring down a guideline, we know it's not even. That's how I figure it out. And I'm going to leave that guideline right there so I remember I have to do something extra. So what we want to do is we're going to do the inside of the bat, and we know we have to start here, but we also know that we have to finish there too, because in the big picture, start here, finish there. You can, oh, I have it grouped. Oh, let's ungroup. You can bring over a triangle to remind yourself that we need to finish and attach. We don't want a jump stitch. We don't. So let's grab our run stitch, and we're going to place a point here because we know it ends here. And what I did for this one, I wasn't 100% sure what I was doing, so I was just playing around. And I just thought it would be cool if it was outlined. So I'm just kind of placing curved points and line points and leaving trying to leave the same amount of space. But, you know, it doesn't matter. You saw how small Batty was, so we're not going to worry about it. Another curved here, and another curved here. And then I thought, oh, heck yeah, how about eyes? So all I'm going to do, and I'm not going to put a whole bunch of points and make sure, you know, it's a really nice curve or anything like that, because we know by looking at it, unless it's huge like it is now, it's not going to show up. So, and less is always more. See, now that is okay, but I'm going to go back because I am planning on doing this one a little bit larger, because I really like the eyes. So I'm going to do a circle. And again, doesn't have to be perfect. I ended it with a straight point, and then I liked it so much, as I say to myself, let's do that again. And so just one straight point, curve point, and probably there. We can tweak it afterwards because that one's not quite the shape that I want. But for now, let's just keep it going. And we're going to go back up to the curve, and we are going to end it where we started. We've got this big triangle to remind us that that's how we want it to go. And I'm going to end here. Now we can do the swirly or whatever you want, or you can press enter and apply. That one turned out black, so let me just change that color so we can see it a little bit better and remind that it's there. So I don't really like how that second swirl eye thingy turned out. So let's go in and fix it. Now it's a little bit hard to select it, so it's easier to do it from the list. And we're just gonna tweak it a little bit. And again, don't worry too much. If you're having trouble seeing, then click apply and it makes it easier. So that's probably good enough. They're a little bit off, but so is the bat, so I'm not going to worry about that. So good enough. Now we have one more problem to solve, and that is the problem of attaching. I think it's really cute to do it this way, or you could, you know, kind of get more into the quilting and do like a swirl, a better swirl, or, you know, something like that. You can come up, you could do a shape in between. Imagine how great that would look when you're using it as a quilting stitch. So for now, I'm just going to grab my running stitch. Now remember, we ended here, and that is, according to our carousel, where we have to carry on. And there's going to be no jump stitches because I'm carrying on. So let's try this. And seriously, a shape would look awesome. So I'm going to go right to here. And I'll probably change my mind 5 times before it's over. I should have picked the color first, but let's pick the same color because we want it to all go in one. I may have to tweak that a little bit, but it's not going to show as much as you think it will. So let's grab another shape just for fun. Oh, what do you think of a star? I was thinking spiral. That was the word I couldn't find. It happens sometimes. So star or spiral? I'm wondering if a star might not look really groovy. Let's try. Remember, it's just a shape. Or a ghost. Yes, yes. Or a ghost or a half moon. Any of those shapes. You could do, wait, let me just one thing at a time. My mind goes over time for these motif stitches because I absolutely love them. So we got to convert it to run because we do want it to be stitches. But this is how you can put it together. Now we're going to move it over so it matches. And then because of the shape that I chose, I squished it up a little bit. I want it to end on the line, right? So I'm going to adjust this. no worries. Everything is in the right order. And maybe make a little kind of zigzag. Let's see how that looks. So, and then the star, we have to go in, and where does the star start? We need it to end in a certain spot. So this one, this little ziggy thing that I made, starts here, ends here. So we need the star to start here and end right here. And that'll make it so our bat dude lines up at the end. So I am going to, you can do this in any software. I am using shapes and a running stitch, and that is it. So it's wonderful. Why does this look like this? It may be just the way, oh, because I didn't move it right. Bah. There we go. I probably didn't click apply. Okay, phew, we're okay on that. So let's see what this dude looks like. For this one, I'm going to remove the black, and I am going to take the bat, and I'm going to Control C, and you guessed it, Control V, paste. And I'm going to move it over and just kind of get a good look for it. So we know that this star ends here and the bat starts here. So I kind of like that. So I'm going to go to a new. So let's go to new. And now I'm going to paste it because I like it. And we'll make it a little bit smaller, put the 3D on for you guys. And one thing I have to do, don't forget, change the color back. So we should not have any jump stitches anywhere. It should just go from bat to bat to bat. So let's test it out. I'm going to select it. And in this software, it's under Special Files and Save Motif, which is great. It goes right into your directory. And we're going to call this one Bat Star. So I remember that there's a star in it. And save. And now we've got it saved. Now you can save this to do other things with it as well. But I go back to my design page, which I have set up for motifs. And I am going to pick, it's not there, is it? Bat solid, bat. Oh, bat star. There it is. And I've got it at the right size. And look at that. I like it. It might have been good to put another swirly so it looks better. But isn't that cool? You can see the eyes on this one. I made them a bit bigger. I always check out the dimensional. And it doesn't really work the greatest on this one. It doesn't always. But I really do like the design. Putting a star, you know what? You could put a star and a half moon in there. Isn't that cool? What do you guys think? So it's almost like a double-lined bat. And it was that easy to do. It's not hard. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not encouraging everyone to, trace other people's designs. This is something you created yourself. So you can come up with many different designs to do. Now, I did the same bat with, it's a bean stitch. And I think that looks fantastic for a quilting background. It's awesome. I played around too. I thought I'd give it a little more of a look. And I really like this one as well, that it just kind of goes, these are my attaching ones, and it does the bat and then out to the other one. And it actually looks pretty cool. Let's select it. And I probably played with this way too long. That's the swirly bat. I don't really like the swirl at a smaller size, so I might tweak that and save over. Let's see this guy. I like this guy. I've got the dimensional on. I really like this guy. Look, I think it just adds some like intrigue to it. It looks better. You can make it bigger or smaller. Isn't that cool? I really think it's a whole lot of fun. Now remember too, it says right down here, Bat Star MTP. Make sure that you don't mess with that one. So I usually get rid of it. And this is why I open a new page, because you don't want to save everything on the page. You just want it to be your bat. So isn't that cool? I think this one is just as cute as the other one. I think you could use this for anything, and I think it would be good. Let's go to Bat Star again. See, I really like that one. It would stitch out so nicely. Let's see it on an angle, because I think it'll look really good. Apply. Yeah, isn't that cool? I think that looks better, actually. And you know what? No jump stitches, no problems, nothing. The star is nice and sharp. Play around with sizes, of course. So let's, I played around too. I thought, wouldn't it be cool if you could do like an abstract kind of bat? Stagger rows, yes. You can play with angles. You can, in Hatch, for example, it has, you can mix two of them. So you could do a bat motif followed by the half moon motif in a second row, and that would look good. So another thing to play around with is doing an abstract kind of bat. So have a look at this guy. Let me move the parts out. It didn't quite work out. I need to do a little more work on it, but you can get the idea of it. So I'm just kind of vaguely following the outline just to see how it would look. I didn't like it, but if I sat there and played with it a little bit more, just kind of like a swirly bat is what I was going over. I could do much better if I had more time. But you guys can do it, and I think that would look fantastic. Is Karina here? Hi, Karina. So that gives you guys some really cool ideas, but I want to show you guys one more thing. And you saw on the title page all these bats, and my favorite one is this. So this is a bat circle. That's all it is a bat circle. But it makes a wonderful shape on the inside. And let's look at this one. Look at the shape. If you guys are looking for shapes, look at the inside in between the bats. If you were going to make this a color, that would look like so amazing. You could make it as big as or as small as you want, and it's just the solid bat. So this was a bat that I used from before. I'm going to take this one and we're going to go copy, and we're going to go to a new page because it gets too crowded, and then I'm going to paste, copy and paste. So let's start off with Victorian Bat Motifs. I know, right? I know. When I played around with it, I was like, ooh, I could do quite a few things with that. So mindful of your size, you don't want it too big and you don't want it too small. So I've set it up here at 2 by 1, so that should be pretty good. And all I did was play around with these. Repeat the selected path. So this is really cool. So you can do the number of rows across. So there's 3. We could do 4. And you can hit apply and it'll show you. Number down, distance between centers. What I do is I just try each one and see what it does. You don't have to know or remember everything that your software does. Oh, here we go. Mirror every other. Flip every other. You can't really tell that it's mirrored because it's kind of symmetrical. Flip every other. Yeah, wow, that looks good. Great negative space. Yeah, remember to see your shapes everywhere. Offset, cool. That saves you a lot of time. Offset vertically. And you can play around with these, of course. So these are the fun ones. Look at that. Oh, I think that's fantastic. And if you were really clever, you could play around with these distance ones and kind of move it up a little bit. But yes, look at this negative space. You know, you could digitize a line through it and you'd have quite the pattern. Quite the pattern. But you can change these numbers, you can move it around. And I really had a lot of fun playing around with this. Final size is quite large, but that's okay. We're not going to worry about that. And look at how good that looks. I love it. I love it. Now, when this one comes in, it is all separate. You could group it. But look, I'm holding down the control key and selecting it. And hopefully this software does it, constrains it. No, it doesn't. But look, I'm going to move it a little bit closer. Apply. And I got an extra row just for being good, I guess. Maybe that had to do with holding down the control key, but that worked. Look, isn't it even better? Now, let's move this one up. And I'm just trying to be a little careful to keep it in between. And then let's make this row here a different color. Oh, how about we actually click on the color button? That would work maybe a little better. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that cool? The negative looks like another bat. I know you can have so much fun with a negative. So let's copy and let's paste. And I'm just going to move another one down just so we can see the colors. And you can space everything evenly. But that is a heck of a pattern. You could manipulate that, move them back further apart, and you can make like a bat plaid. Wouldn't that be awesome? Yes, I think it would be. I think it would be. So I'm going to delete this because it goes around quite a bit. Let's make this guy a little bit smaller because 11 by 11 was quite large. And let's go to what we have here. Now I just clicked on the little arrow because there's more than just the circle. Although let me do the circle. It was so fun. It was so fun. So I want maybe a 5-inch circle. Jackie, thank you very much. And the number of repeats, the angle, there's so many things that you can do. Here's a really important key. Auto resequence by color. So you can do more than one color and it'll work all in one shot. So first click is I'm making it a little bit smaller so they fit in. I don't like the jump stitch in between them. And I clicked the wrong one there, and I'm still doing it. I don't want the jump stitch, although you could put something else there. Let's make them bigger. I was going the wrong way. Whoops, I went a little too far. But isn't that, oh man, I just love that. And I thought everyone is, you know, making different designs. You can do one design and make it into like 20. Because this, to me, kind of looks like, first of all, a mug rug. I see mug rugs everywhere. But how about you could put initials or a monogram? Isn't that an amazing monogram? I love it. You see the final size is 6 by 6, and I'm pretty happy with that. But look at that, and look at the shape inside. Isn't that cool? Batty floral. Yeah, I know. You could have batty roses. There's so many things you could do. It is so awesome. I was like just thrilled. Now I erased my bat, so let's redo that. And let's keep a bat. This one's grouped, so we're going to ungroup it so I can take one bat back. And we're just going to delete the rest here. And I didn't quite, my bounding box didn't quite make it. And that's fine. So let's try another one. You guys will be really surprised. Place, this one worked pretty well with the bats, but if you're setting up a scene, that'll save you right here. This will save you a ton of time. If you want to stitch something, a corner of a Halloween napkin, this will save you a lot of time. They are set up perfectly. So this one's called Corner 101. This is called Scoop. So it's a little bit of a different shape and even more so. So I think this one is a time saver. So t-shirt, the neck of a t-shirt. Ooh, V-neck. Oh, wouldn't that be cool? Yep, that'll save you a lot of time. And this saves you a lot of time. And of course, you can change all of the settings on it. So template properties, the whole bit. So cool corners. This is so inspiring. Thank you, Alicia. It's kind of cool, isn't it? I'm going to cancel this. We can see what it looks like. Let's try another one. Let's try Reflect. And this is exactly what I did. Look at the shape in between. And you know what? You could change the colors. So one is black and the other is silver, and it looks like the shadow or a reflection, and you could put some words in here. I just think it's absolutely awesome. Yeah, put a name in there, or Happy Halloween if you make it big enough, anything like that. So you can play around with the settings on it. This one you have to apply. Sorry, I just took everything off there. So if you want two bats perfectly lined up, that's fine. But, you know, you can make it different as well. So 3, look at that, perfectly lined up. And then go ahead and reflect it vertically. And look at that. Now look at that. It's big. I'd have to make it smaller. Use it as a Halloween monogram. Yeah, absolutely. But look at this design. Now, when you're looking at it, I know this one is large. You just have to make your bat smaller. When you look at it, look at its diamonds and then these shapes. And I love this one. Let's bring it up so we can look at it a little bit more. Isn't that cool? I think that is really neat. There's shapes in here. There's shapes in there. You know, you can picture it as, you know, make your own fabric, make your own design. Even on quilting, this would look really cool. So if you had even, say, bright green fabric here for the negative spaces, I just think it's awesome. I think it's really cool. I was like, oh, heck yeah. But if you wanted to do it just, you know, 1 or 2, let's go back up here. We got one more to show you. Under Reflect, this is the one that I had. And I'm like, oh. And there's so much more that you can do. This is just the basics. So this is 4.5 by 2. So that's, you know, it's a decent size. Are those jump stitches? They were stitches for the rows. So yes, that is how it does it. If you didn't like that, you could just click on it and flip it and then do that for each one. This one is doing the same thing, so it's here and it goes to here. I don't worry about that too much. It's just the order that it is. And if you want to fix it, you can just go right here and you can fix all 4 bats to stitch out. It would be easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can also select it, and we're going to go up here, and it's sequence, optimize, entry and exit, and it put it there. Okay. I don't know why you wouldn't go right here, but you know, you can fix that. it's actually better to fix it before you start if you know what you're doing. And I'm just going back, Control Z, and we're going to go into the bat. And yeah, that's our problem. We can change the angle. It'll give it a different look. And we want it to start there, maybe finish there. This might make it worse, but you know what? This is how you learn. Row jump stitches drive me batty. I know, me too, but it's easier to fix. I mean, if you wanted to place your bats around, that's fine. You could do it yourself, or let's do this. Oh, I picked the wrong one. Wow, we did circles. I wanted the arrow. So reflect, and we're going to do it right like that. Let's do apply, and look at what I did. I made a mess. So let's ungroup this, and this is our first bat. This is our second. This is our third, this is our fourth. I was just making sure of the order. So this only takes 2 seconds. Look what I'm doing. Go to the next one, and we want it to start here and finish there. We're going to change the order of this bat. Oh, I have to have the select here. We're going to change the order. And so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go back into node mode. And there we go. We want it to start here and finish here. And then our last bat, we need the start here, and it doesn't matter where it finishes. And booyah, look at that. There are no jump stitches. So that's optimizing. That's what, when I say optimize your designs, it is so much better to take, what did that take me? And I'm pretty fast at it. Not very long at all to be able to do that. And that's what you need to do. And just because, you know, when you click on it, that it was all one piece, ungroup it, and then, you know what, group it again. And I would save this as, you know, some kind of an icon or something, so you can, you know, bat motif. It's not quite, but yeah, quick and easy. And now we've solved the problem, and that is the between the row jump stitches. Because we're doing using the working file, that's what you'd have to do, is just reverse the orders of the bat. So I would select one row and then flip it right up here, flip it, and then it would be done like that. So easy. So let's try something just so we can see. Let's go to not a spiral, I think maybe an ellipse, and let's do this and move it up a little bit. Now I'm just playing here. This is nothing planned or anything like that. I kind of like the spacing there. And let's convert it to applique, of course. And with applique, what I'm getting at is that we can pick a fabric. How about a nice orange, or we could do a green. Okay, so my bats are gone. No, not really. You just need to move them up. I did the applique ahead of it. So we want the applique to stitch out first, right? So let's move it right to the back. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Let me make that part black. Now look at that. I think that works really well. I'm going to bring this in a little bit so it's a smidgen closer to my bats. That might be okay. I kind of like it. I think I'm okay with it. Take the time to center everything. Sorry, I was gonna sneeze again. I'm allergic to bats, probably, right? Look how that looks. Oh my goodness. So let's go up here to maybe monogramming and click down, and just something simple like this. You could do one letter here, you could do one letter here, but look how perfectly this fits in here. And we need to make it like a Halloween-y color purple. Let's do it purple. And what do you think of that? I think that's pretty cool. You could put a spider web in here and copy it and flip it and put here. Like your batties in a larger bat applique. Well, goodness, I'm going to have to try that now. Now you've done it. Now you've done it. Let's get rid of that. It was fine while it lasted. Let's make, so I'm going to ungroup. And I'm going to take one. Seriously, ungroup. I keep clicking the wrong one. There we go. And I'm going to copy and paste because I don't remember what I had on my clipboard, right? And we're going to go all batty this time. So it's kind of cool this way because we can see what we're covering. Now, you don't, of course, don't have to use the same bat for anything. Thank you, Jill. Much appreciated. You don't have to use the same bat. You could do a different bat. So many options with this. I know. Isn't it exciting? You can do anything. And you know what? I have used one shape the whole time. So let me see size here. 10 by 4. I think we're going to have to adjust that a little bit and then make the other batty bats fit in there. So that is 8 by 4. That's a pretty good size. So let's convert this to applique, however your software does it. And right away, I want to see the fabric. And I'm going to go for that fiery, oh, maybe that one, orange, because I think it gives it a really, really good look. And what happened here is it's just out of order. It's out of order. So I am going to go to order, and this time I want to move it right at the end. Wrong way. I always do it the wrong way. We want, I picked the wrong one. We want this one. Now we can do this order. Now we want it right to the back. Got it. And I am going to select all my bats, and I am going to group them, and then I won't lose track of them again. And then we have the inception bat of bat in bat. And look, you could put a message here and or initials like it is. Look. And we're going to copy and paste, and we're going to bring it over here. And instead of messing around to get the same angle, I'm just going to use this. I'm just going to use this. Click. And oh, that mirrored it. Whoops. Whoops. What is this one? Rotate left. There you go. I just picked the wrong one. So now we have a bat in a bat, and I think that looks okay. I much prefer the circle, and it's only because I'm focusing on these pieces in between. But you can do a bat in a bat, most certainly. It was a great idea. I love this. I love this. You could even do that. And I think it looks really good. I'm not sure which one I like the best. Whoops, but wrong one. I'm pretty sure I like them all. And it was really fun to play around. Oh, I have one more. Oh, prepare yourself for this one. I was like, oh, heck yeah, when I realized what this one is. So how about I do it properly? Yeah, there we go. We'll keep one bat. You guys go to Batland. There we are. The last one that I have to show you is called Scatter. And this is the coolest thing ever. I know my favorite Embrilliance has it. I'm not sure about Hatch or anything like that. So what you do here again is your auto sequence by color, which is awesome. It's going to randomly scatter the bats around within the shape and within within the size that you want. So if you only want it to be 5 by 5, that's what you put in. Now you have to keep hitting apply. Look at the final size is this. So the minimum size, we can go 60% smaller on this. And look, they become different size. Max size, yes, yes, yes. And what you do is you keep hitting apply. And I think this is amazing. I'm going to have so much fun with this at Christmas time, because you just click around until, ooh, I like that one, until you find one that you like. So it's a mix of big and small bats. Look at that. You wouldn't even have to set that up for a scene. If you want more, then let's make it 8 by 8. So in my quilting hoop, and look what happens. Big difference. Isn't that fantastic? Look at that. Oh, so cool. Bats everywhere. And that is what I used for the opening thing where I put bats everywhere. I just clicked on one and, you know, copied it over there. Isn't that neat? Oh, I really like this one. Now there's a lot of jump stitches or travel stitches or whatever, and it's pretty much gotta be that way. You could put it in order a little bit better so it's not going from top to bottom, but these guys are too far away from each other to be able to do any kind of connection. So let's just try something, and this one is optimize sequence, so it puts it in a better order. That is a brilliant tool. Sorry, had to have a drink. So let me show you that again in slow motion. Look at all of these. It should be trims and travel stitches. Hopefully you guys can really see them. And what I did, I kept it grouped, and I went up here, and there is a button that says optimize sequence. So what that's going to do is optimize the order that they stitch out. So you don't have to sit here and rearrange them and get lost. You just click on this button, and it did. So here to here to here, it makes a lot more sense. It starts here. Isn't that cool? So make sure that you use the tools that you've got. Again, there's not a whole lot you can do about that part of it, but let's take this a little bit further. Let's try this. I did 8 by 8, right? So let's pull down a shape, and I think ellipse, I think that'll do. And I'm going to do some moons, I think. Maybe a half moon, we can do that. Let's just kind of slice it like that. The only thing we need to do is change this to a line, and then we're just going to pull out our Bezier curves. And let's do the same thing here. Doesn't have to be perfect. I am, again, kind of, you know, moving fast on it. So we could do the old man in the moon. We don't want it bubbly like that. Maybe something like that. Close enough? Is that close enough? Maybe. Maybe we need another point here. I don't really like it, but that's how I would do it. I would just play around with it a little bit more. Let's do something that I do like. I mean, I just have to get the shape a little bit better. It doesn't always work how I want it to, and I'm just picky. So what we need to do is we're going to make this a little bit smaller, and we're going to make it a running stitch, or you can fill it, whatever you want. Let's make it yellow, and nope, I am going to fill it. Convert to complex fill. And how's the angle on that? How's the angle? I prefer it up and down for stars like this, and we're getting kind of small, so I want to make sure that it's good. So let's see, apply. Yeah, that looks much better. See how, oh, much better. So now let's go to the scatter, and look at that. Can you guys figure out what I'm doing? Yep. Let's do apply a couple times. We can make this smaller. I'm gonna go 60 and apply, because it's just some jump stitches are needed at times. Yes, sometimes you can't do anything about it. We try. Oh, I like that. So let's click OK, and then you guys know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna move it here, and the stars in front maybe not too cool, so let's go to order, and we're going to put it right at the back so it stitches first, and we got ourselves a little scene. Isn't that cool? So we've got bats and we've got stars. You could easily finish the moon. That I didn't do, and how cool is that? Now if you want to kind of, you know, tweak it a little bit, you don't have to leave it just like this. I happen to think it's awesome, but maybe you don't want the bats to go over the stars too much. Then you can tweak it a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. Still stay within your parameters. I think that one looks good. This guy should be up here a little bit, I think. But you can tweak it a little bit and get it exactly how you want, but all the tough work is done. I would probably like another bat right there, so let's do it. What are we going to do? We're going to do copy, and we're going to do paste. So with one bat design, oh, that looks better. We did a whole lot. We made 2 or 3 motif stitches. We made patterns. We made a whole bunch of things. Does that look good? And if you put a square around it, then you've made yet another quilt square. Look at that. Cool as anything. Just from one pattern, one design, one shape that we created out of a few other shapes. You can go crazy with it. I think this looks really good. I think it would be adorable. And, you know, people would wonder how you did this. Did you sit there and place everything? No, you didn't. It's a scatter thing, and it comes up with things you've never even thought about. So this I love, and you can play around with it. These are fantastic. I love the star and bat theme. I'm really happy with that. I think the bat and star would look even better without the second outline. Play with it. Oh, my flowers. And back to the motif. Circles, 2 colors, outlines, swirls, stars, all sorts of different things. Whatever this is, but I really like it. Kind of like a swirly bat that attaches. That just requires a little bit of playing. Different setups like this, monograms, striped, kind of striped designs with a bright background. Absolutely awesome. So I hope you guys I hope you guys really like this. I hope you guys will play around with your bat designs and try to do as many different things that you can with it, because there's no way you're gonna look at this quilting design and think it came from this, or vice versa, or just one little bat came with that. So spend some time on your bat and everything else will fall into place. So your homework is to use your bat, the one that you designed, using the shapes, and come up with some patterns and colors and some appliques and quilting patterns. So quilting pattern, solid pattern, maybe an abstract lesson, the whole bit. So you guys come up with something cool. I can't wait to see what you come up with. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this has lit a fire under your butt to do some bats and to be super creative and come up with really cool things. So I don't know what we're going to do next week, but it's going to be really good, because it always is. Judy Quilt, thank you very much. I thank you guys for watching. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for spending your time with me. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead, because we have more of this to come. And we do lots of sew-alongs. We're a very busy group, and there are the whole group, wonderful people. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone.